This home video is being captured on Friday, December 24, 2021 at 10 a.m. The morning is cloudy in Louisville, Kentucky, so the natural light in the house is not as ideal as one would want for a home video. You are looking at the dining room mantle in my home. This is Christopher White, and I share this house with my spouse, Dennis Rollins. We've lived in this house for a little over 36 years in downtown Louisville, Kentucky, in the Historic Preservation District. The house was built in 1912 by Thomas Hoyt Gamble and his wife, Annie Barclay Jones Gamble, both of Louisville. They moved into the house in the week of Christmas, and in their household with them was Annie's older unmarried sister, Alice LaFawn Jones. On Christmas Eve, December 24, 1912, the Gambles hosted a farewell party for their friend, the architect of this house, William James Dodd, and his wife, Eone Estes, and Eone's widowed sister, Kate Payton. The Dodds were moving to Los Angeles the next day, Christmas Day of 1912, and there they would spend the rest of their lives in California. I'm going to do a walk-by of the mantle so you can get a closer look at this display, some of the objects, souvenirs, and household saints. I've been assembling this Christmas display since 1984, in some form or another. The first item you notice is the snowy, cloud-like, snowdrift-like material, the angel hair that runs along the front edge of the mantle. This angel hair has always been a part of the display, but this year I have a fresh new bag of spun glass angel hair that my sister Mariah McCarthy Broad sent me as a gift. The oldest object on the mantle is this curious Christmas ornament in the shape of a baby boy's head. According to my mother, Frances McCarthy White, the ornament was given to her parents, Daniel and Mary McCarthy, in 1912 to mark the occasion of the birth of their first of 9 children, their son Sylvester, my Uncle Si. The next oldest item is this card. In fact, this is the oldest card on the display. This is from December 1942. It was the card that my parents, Thomas and Frances White, sent out to their family and friends in the first year of their marriage. They were married in March 1942, shortly after America entered World War II. By December of 1942, my mother would have been pregnant with her first child, my sister Karen. The next item of age is this card from 1953. It's an image of my mother, and as you can see, she's a beauty. Then we have a set of 4 curious and very imaginative cards designed and fabricated by my sister, Mariah McCarthy Broad. In many of her cards, she has incorporated old photographs of the family. In particular is this card, which you see includes the image of Ebenezer Scrooge and a reference to Ghosts of Christmas Past. There are windows that open, and inside is a picture of my family, although not my complete family. It is also a Christmas photo. I don't know the year of the photo. In the picture, besides myself, I see my brothers Neil, Robert, Dan, his wife Jan, deceased, his first son Eric, whom I'm holding, an infant. I see my sister Bernie, my parents, Tom and Fran White, who are deceased, and then I think there is my sister Karen, but I am not sure of that. Mariah is not in the photograph. Up above, at high placement, you see a card that includes a photo of a nativity set. This is a card from my sister Karen Pettigrew, and this is a nativity set up in her home on a piano in her home. This is the same nativity set of Italian statues and rustic wood barn stable that my parents set up in our home throughout our childhood years. This gray and silver card commemorates our friend Roy Leadsom and his spouse Mike Kyle. Roy is recently deceased. At the far left edge of the mantle is this beautiful and abstract folk art card made by my friend and former piano student Nina Maples. At the center of the display is the Communion of Saints. This is assembled all from snippets of Christmas cards of the past, so it's entirely paper, cardstock paper. You see angels and people and figures from folklore and legend. Here are some statuettes of ceremonial musicians from the Buddhist tradition of South Asia, given to us by our friend Varunadatta Adirazinga. She is a professor at a university in Colombo, Sri Lanka. You see a Chinese ceramic figure of a man kneeling in ceremonial garb and cap. That came to us from George Hill. George died back in the 1970s. Behind the exhibit of the Communion of Saints is a large Chinese ceramic platter, what people would call a charger. It's a rounded platter with the lotus flower image inside of the platter. The petals of the lotus flower create the blue and red arrays that act as a starburst behind the angels and the Communion of Saints. Speaking of angels, there is a photograph of cousins of Dennis turned into angels, and here are nieces of mine also turned into angels. This beautiful Christmas ornament was given to me by my brother Robert White, who is deceased recently in 2018. Then we have a set of 3 cards designed and printed by my sister Bernadine Whitehatcher. I believe these are lithographs. I'm not sure, some kind of lithographic process. These cards date to the 1970s and early 80s. Bernie is a professional artist, a painter, and designer. Peeking through behind the cards is a Santa Claus ornament given to us by our friend Michelle Mondro from Evanston, Illinois. This card with a pair of wolves howling and the text, "A howling we will go," is from Sally Bingham, a friend and former piano student of mine. And then we have these quirky toys. The monkey is a wind-up toy doll from Germany post-World War II. It jumps up and down and plays the cymbals. The scary Santas are from Japan post-World War II. These toys were collected by my Aunt Bernadine McCarthy, deceased. She taught in Japan, Germany, and the Philippines after World War II. Finally, on the right edge of the mantle, we have these interesting cards that fold out and become shadow boxes. These are from Dennis's sister Lois, deceased, and her husband Dan Rare, also deceased. The mantle has a canopy over it, constructed of branches of southern magnolia and nandina. We wish you a Merry Christmas for 2021 and a very Happy New Year in 2022.